I reminisce.
Here we.
Wow, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head off into space and come back forever changed.
This car?
Oh, I've been
Our
like, dude,
city, our planet, owe a debt to these
go around
intrepid
picking up people's
souls.
cars,
And while we can never repay them, we can
sloshing
certainly
around the fluids.
celebrate.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic
Oh wow, everybody loves
Please
them.
welcome the Fantastic Four.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking?
That's a cool take, because everybody loves them. Even though, I mean, in the comic books they did that too, where people really like them.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? You're
Which is funny how they
Yes, we are.
exist and the X-Men exist in the same
just said
universe.
that.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world, and you are
I don't
gonna be
know
the best
about
dad.
the
Just
things-
kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best uncles ever.
I don't know about
We can
Thing's
do
voice. I
this.
kind of like the
All things going to
grovelly
change.
voice he has. That I've heard him have in like different cartoons and stuff I've heard. Even in the old
Are you
Fantastic
the
Four
protectors
movies.
of this world? Yes,
I
we
bet when
are.
people saw
Your
this,
planet
I
is
saw
now
this on
marked for
Instagram, I mean,
death.
Twitter. And people are losing their damn about female Silver Surfer.
fault. I stretched the
How
bounds of
dare
space.
they? This is blasphemous.
Are we safe?
Like, shit,
I don't know.
Like the smartest man in the world don't know. Now it's time to worry.
I'm not giving up.
I wonder, is that Franklin
We
Richard?
will face this
Or was
together.
it, who was the other one? Was that Hope?
We will fight it
Or was
together
that Hope Summers? I'm thinking about?
as a family.
I can't remember the sister's name. Valeria? Or something like that?
Has to be us.
Yeah, she's had the child because she was shown before.
We will protect you.
No need for more. That's a sabbatical. Godzilla. No, I like that trailer. Like, that's the only, I won't say problem. No, I just like this more, where I like the Thing's voice when it's gravelly, like that, almost like he has rocks in his throat. I like that voice, but he just sounds like the actor. I'm assuming that's just the actor. They just have him speaking, you know. And I mean, you could think like, yeah, his voice wouldn't change, I guess. You know, his body changed. Maybe his voice box would change some. I don't know. It might be just a nostalgia thing. I grew up with that when, especially watching the old Fantastic Four cartoon from the 90s. And then so, like I said, they did that in the movies. They had too. Like his voice was different when he transformed into the Thing. But everything else looks cool. Like I said, I wonder what baby. I think Franklin Richards is the oldest. Like I said, I know they have 2 children, a boy and a girl. I can't remember. I want to say the girl's name. I said Hope, but I think that's Hope Summers, which is the daughter of Scott Summers, Apocalypse, Cyclops, and Jean Grey. Was it Jean Grey? Or was that other woman? Who was the clone of Jean Grey? What was her name? Madeline or something. I can't remember what I'm talking about. That might be. Because I know it's Hope Summers. Did he have a kid? I mean, did he have another son? I can't remember off the top of my head. But, oh, and I think Franklin's sister was, I want to say it was Valeria. So, like, I know that they are I don't know about Franklin, but I know Susan and Franklin Richards' daughter, godfather, is Victor Doom. So, and I think she's named Valeria. I know, like, she's actually supposed to be more intelligent than Franklin Richards in the comic books. And well, I guess she hasn't been in anything else. But hey, this looks cool. I like the CGI. Looks actually really good. You know, sometimes in trailers, the CGI might be a little wonky because it might not be finished before they had to cut the trailer. But this look cool. I know, like I said, I've seen people talk about. Of course, when I knew when I saw like they had a female, or they were talking about having a female Silver Surfer. I knew I knew it. I knew people was gonna start that shit about, oh, this is woke and all this shit like that. Like, can we see the movie first? Like, oh, he should be. It should be a guy, and all something like. I mean, I don't, because it doesn't really matter if it's like his. Because I always think that when I see anything, like, is it important for this person to be a particular race or gender or whatever? Like, tall, short. It's like Wolverine. Is it all that important for him to be short? Now, he could be short. I mean, it don't really matter. He could be tall. But I think when people talk shit about Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, because Hugh Jackman's over 6 feet tall, I think he's like 6'3" or something. And Wolverine's supposed to be like 5'3", 5'4". And people talk shit like he's not a good Wolverine because he's tall. Like, that's your only, that's the only thing you can gripe about him. Like, I don't like him because he's tall, or Barry Allen not having blonde hair and blue eyes, because I don't think any live action iteration has had Barry Allen with blonde hair and blue. I think they've had him with blue eyes before. I think has Ezra Miller got blue eyes? I don't know. I know, like, what's his name? John Wesley Shipp, I think is his name. He played him in the 90s, which I watched back then. And he brown hair, brown eyes. Then was it Grant Gustin, brown hair, brown eyes. He's like, why can't we get a blonde hair? They could dye his hair and all stuff like that. I'm like, does it really matter? It doesn't. The acting, like, is it? I would like, is it the acting? Is the acting good? Do you believe that this is Barry Allen? If you think everything else is fine, it's just that they don't look like the character as much as you would like them to. I see people harping now on that girl who's playing Ellie on The Last of Us, but the weird thing is they making it into this like weird sexual thing, like, oh, she's not. Some people are making it like, oh, well, she doesn't look like the character, but then other people are making it like she's not hot or something. I was like, on Twitter, I was looking at the X, and I'm like, isn't she supposed to be like 14? And I know the actress is like, I think she's like 23 or 24. She just looks really young. But it's like, she's Ellie in that first season is supposed to be the Ellie from the first game. And Ellie first game was, I'm pretty sure, was 14. So I'm like, why are you trying to sexualize this character? It's like, I don't care if the actress is actually an adult. The character she's playing is supposed to be a child, like, or at least a minor. And you doing this weird, like, she's not hot thing. Like, what? It's like, just, it's like I said, as long as it's not the race or whatever is not important to that character, then it's like the Blob. The Blob needs to be fat. Like, that's his thing. Black Panther needs to be black. Wonder Woman needs to be a woman. It's like when Thelma Mascara, I know it's like people like Wonder Woman needs to be white because she's supposed to be Greek or whatever, and so she has to be white, and she's supposed to be from like ancient Greek times or something like that. So she has to stay white. But then I know, and when I was growing up, well, I was a teenager when the Justice League cartoon came out. I think I was in high school when that came out, or high school, or like 8th grade or something like that. But when that came out and they had black Amazonians, I was like, oh, well, there's black women here and they had Asian women in this. I'm like, oh, so maybe Wonder Woman could really be any race then. If you are saying that there are, you know, people of color, Amazonians on that band on this island, then yeah, they're not saying that she has to be white is not, you know, and because it's like black people did exist and Asian people existed back then, so it's not like they can't be there, you know. So that's what I'm like. Like I said, it don't matter to me. Like I say, and I don't give a shit. I've got an argument with people about that, and the first thing they bring up is, well, what if we made Black Panther white? I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, okay, I mean, technically there has been he wasn't the Black Panther. What was he? I think it was a White Panther or something, because like T'Challa had like a black, not step brother, but like adopted brother, and he was white. So I'm like, I don't give a shit if you change the story. I like, you got to you got to change the story now, because if you taking this character and making him white, like, why is T'Challa white? Are you changing the character and making him his origin story where he's adopted? Because you make it, if Wakanda is still a nation that has never been colonized, and it's supposed to be just black people, pretty much they in sub-Saharan Africa, and he's like, they've never been colonized, so there's no white people there. You know, why is this black guy the king or the king's son? And like I said, they did that already with one guy, and he was adopted by, I think, T'Chaka. Well, I think it had to be T'Chaka. That's T'Challa's father. And he was, I think I want to say the White Panther or something like that. And so it's like they already done that. But I'm saying, you taking T'Challa and making, is that still want this guy, they want T'Challa to be white and be the Black Panther. But I was like, you still change the story, so it's not truly T'Challa anymore. Because you have to change the story, because T'Challa's race is important to his character. It's kind of, it all fits together. Now, like somebody like Superman being white is not important to that character, you know. So it's not like he has to be white. I've even seen people try to defend that. Well, he's in Kansas, so it was like, yeah, there are no black people in Kansas, I guess. It's like, plus he's an alien, so it's like, I don't. Like, what the fuck it be in Kansas has to do with that? Like, what? But like I mean, there are other examples, but it's just like there are a lot of white characters where their race is not important for the character. They just, the person created them was white, and they just made a white character, you know. But even when white people make black characters, they make their race and the culture that they come from inherent to that character. Like Luke Cage, almost, I mean, it'd be a lot easier to make Luke Cage white than Black Panther, but even with Luke Cage though, still be difficult. I mean, you could say, hey, he's a white guy who grew up in Harlem, which I'm sure there are white people in Harlem. So just like you could say that he grew up there, he could still kind of have a lot of the same manners. He can't really. You couldn't do the TV show the way they did it with a white character to me. Like, you couldn't do that. You have to kind of change that a bit. Even if he grew up in Harlem, he would still kind of be seen. Still kind of as I wouldn't say necessarily outsider, but because you can live in that community and everything, but if you're not the core race, I guess, of that community, people might still kind of look at you as white. People don't know you, you know. It's like, I know not down south. I remember once a white guy, another guy, black guy, introduced me to this white guy, and he shook my hand. He was like, "What's up, my nigga?" And I was like, yeah, and I just like, I was just staring at him like, because it was just, because he, I mean, like I said, it wasn't. I wasn't gonna like hit the dude because it wasn't any disrespect. He this guy, after I got to know him, that dude hung around black people. He had a black girlfriend. Like because he talked. Like if you heard him the way he speaks and the way I speak, you just heard like our voices and didn't know who was black, who was white. You probably think I was white and he was black. Someone told you one of these people is white and one of these people is black. Which one do you think? I'm willing to guarantee most people think I was the white guy based on how this dude sounded, his voice sounded. Yeah, but like I said, like in that situation, he is, you know, he is white. He's around a lot of people, but he's not. Let's see, people like me, who I am black, I am of that culture, but I didn't know him. Like, but if that was a black dude, I wouldn't react like that, obviously. That's what I'm saying. So it's, you kind of, I guess like I said, I don't want to say on the outside, but really you would be kind of on the outside, except for the people who know you or know of you. You're like, oh, that guy's cool. You know, because other people around it, they might say like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, oh no, he's cool. You know, he gets people giving him the pass. I've had that happen to me even in white areas that I lived in when I was a kid. I went to school pretty much, I think most of my fourth, all of my fifth, and pretty much all of my sixth for like the last month of my sixth grade year before I moved. I went to pretty much a all white school. I said all white. They were like 97, I think it was 96, 97% white. This is based on what they said. So I remember they had brochures. And I was helping with, they had like an open house, and I remember I was helping with greeting people and having to come in and escorting them to the first classroom. And they had brochures I remember reading that said like, it was like 96, 97% white. It was like, I think it was like 1% black, 2% black, something like that. And it was like a 0.5% Asian. And it was funny because they had Asian, and then they had like 0.5% like Indian, because I was like one Indian girl in that. I was like, even as a kid, I was like, but I've had that happen with, well, I've had white people who were like, oh, when I come around, other white kids that I knew and white kids that I didn't know, and when they were hanging around, and I came around, and it was almost like the ones I didn't know looked at me with like, not say hostility, but well, some of them did. But they're just kind of like, you know, who the fuck is that? And then other kids that white kids that I knew, they that's Eli, he's cool. Oh, that's E, he's cool. Or they said my actual name Elijah, he's cool. You know, he's cool. You know, and then it was fine. You know, so don't say I've seen that go both ways and both deal with black people. Seen that, I've seen that dealing with Asians too, and I've been in places where I'm the only black guy and there's a bunch of Asian people. Well, there was some white people there too, I guess, in different places. And they're like, oh, he's cool. They see me, and people who don't know me are looking like, you know, who's this random black dude walking up to us? And you see that with Luke Cage too. If he was white, he'd be kind of on the outside. Even if he lived in that community, you know what I'm saying? You know, or he's from that community. Like he grew up from that. But anyway, this looks pretty good. And see that. And I hope you enjoyed my reaction. And if you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure to subscribe me here. Hit that bell if you want to be notified of uploading videos. Comment down below. Share this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.